radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all of our viewers and listeners tuning in with us here on INCRadio Texas Satellite Studio. Tonight, I'm your host, Brother Justin Talioka, tuning in here from Austin, Texas. And here in Austin, Texas, it is currently 9:02 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And good evening, and good afternoon, and good morning to all of our viewers and listeners who are tuning in with us here tonight. So let's see who else is tuning in with us here on this fine show. So it looks like we have Sister Savannah. Sister Savannah, how are you?
Hello, Brother Justin, and I'm doing well. Hello po, I'm Sister Savannah here in the local congregation of San Antonio. And right now it is currently around 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so still pretty warm even though it's night. But how is it over there in Houston, Brother Lester?
Hi, Sister Savannah. I'm Lester, and then I'm from Houston. And right now it's pretty warm also, a little cozy at the apartment. But yeah, thank you for welcoming me. Yep.
Hello, nice to have you here with us, Brother Lester. Now, also here with us, and we're gonna go a little ways here in Texas, from all the way to Edinburgh. We have Sister Beth Red. Sister Beth, how are you?
Hi, Brother Justin. Hello, everyone. I'm Sister Beth from the local congregation of Edinburgh, very south of Texas. Very warm evening tonight.
Thank you so much for being here with us, Sister Beth. And last but certainly not least, we also have one of our very own crew members, Sister Mayfan, who's also here with us. Sister Mayfan, how are you?
Hi, everybody. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, at magandang gabi. I honestly thought I was going to be behind the scenes, but I guess here I am. Hi, everybody. I hope you guys would enjoy the show because the topic seems very interesting.
Yes, it is very interesting, Sister Mayhem, because our topic for tonight, we're going to talk about passion over practical. Because of course, there's a lot of things that that many people are very passionate about, and and everyone has a different ways of pursuing them. They all have different points at which they want to pursue them, and how they found out that they want to continue with that. And that's what we'll talk about for tonight. But as of course, we can never forget to have our show without our question of the night, which is, what's something you're passionate about and how did you pursue it? So that's our question of the night, and that's currently being sent in our live YouTube chat. So if you haven't already, please go in and answer our live YouTube chat and our question of the night in our live YouTube chat. We'll be sure to read them at some point during our show. And looks like we already have someone who answered our question of the night from ministerial worker Brother Ron De Mesa. Says, I'm passionate about bringing people inside the church and teaching them the truth. I'm passionate about defending our doctrines, bold declaring and shining a light on the truth. Thank you so much, Brother Ron, for sharing that with us. And we also have Camille is tuning in from San Antonio, Texas. Thank you so much, Camille, for tuning in with us. And it looks like we also have, we have Nora Caritativo is tuning in with us from Humble, Texas. We also have another one of our ministerial workers, Brother Kevin Marin, is tuning in with us from Humble. And we also have Mario Oka, who's tuning in from the local congregation of Brixtonville, district of Kalaoka North. And we also have John Biazon, who's tuning in with us from Sugar Land, Texas. So thank you so much once again to our viewers and listeners who are tuning in with us so far here on our live YouTube chat here on INCRadio Texas. So we're gonna go ahead and do a decent part of our show with a little game or a game icebreaker or segment that we like to call "That's Me." Yes, so that's what we're going to be doing here on our show for this evening. So to our amazingly talented Kuya Tech, if you haven't already, please go ahead and put all of our participants and hosts and tile of you as we will be displaying this. So how will this work exactly? So basically how this will work is we will have a quote or statement, and it will be displayed on the screen, and all the participants and hosts will say, "That's me." If it's something that they relate to, or it's something that they would agree with, whether it be something that's currently happening or something that happened previously and before in our lives, and that's what we'll do. So, are we ready? Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and see what the first one is. So I'm pursuing a career, or I've pursued a career I've wanted since childhood.
That's me.
Oh, okay, okay. So so Sister Beth, why don't you tell us a little about yourself? So what's the career that you've that you've pursued or pursuing that you wanted since childhood?
Well, Brother Justin, one of the core memories I have as a young child was playing teacher in my bedroom. I would set up all of my stuffed animals facing the closet door. I would tape paper on the closet door and teach my stuffed animals and dolls. So I had always, I
Imaginations are
remember it
wild.
very vividly. And for those who don't really know me, I am currently an assistant principal for a school. So I did pursue my dream to become a teacher and moved up from there to become an administrator.
Ah, fall. So just now already we already see what following your passion can bring you. And so thank you so much, Sister Beth, for sharing that with us. And Brother Lester, I'm assuming that the career that you're pursuing is uh, uh, you recently found that wasn't something that didn't really exactly work out.
I would say that the career that I'm pursuing was something that I may have actually wanted like since childhood, but I didn't actually pursue that degree because I didn't actually think that this is something possible, and you'll see why, I guess.
Okay, well, I'll be looking forward to that. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the next one. Okay, so I'm currently studying a major, or I studied a major that my parents helped me choose, but then I wanted to study something else.
I
You
would
can either say that's me or that's not me.
I would say that's me
That's
actually.
me.
Okay, 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 okay. So, brother Lester, how was that you?
Sure. So back in New York City, let's see. So some of my friends and even my parents, let's see, they wanted me to pursue something that was more like, let's see, more safe and something that's like we're able to actually get like a great and high paying job eventually. So in this case, I decided to study accounting and I got a bachelor's of business administration back in 2016. But what I'm doing right now actually is I'm a software engineer. But I've actually learned how to code 2 years after I graduated. So essentially, let's see, after graduating, that's when I decided to pursue my passion. And it was a pretty crazy road, but here we are.
Okay, all right. Wow, that's really interesting to know. You eventually saw what eventually would worked out with you.
Right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like like life is actually like quite interesting because sometimes when you actually journey through life, you don't even know that you would want to pursue it until you actually see other people do that or you've seen examples, and then I was like, wait, this is something I actually want to do.
It's kind of like peer pressure, but in a good way.
Yes, exactly.
And how about you, Sister Mayfan? I saw that you also said that to me. So how was that you also?
Well, actually, as all Asian family do, my parents wanted me to do nursing, but I took advantage of don't copy me on this to everybody who's still in school. I took advantage of my fear of needles to switch to psychology. So straight up told my professor, okay, bye. Not
Okay,
showing up.
okay. So rewind back. What was this major?
Started with
I'm curious
nursing,
too.
which my wanted. Well,
Okay,
just moved
you
she wanted
you kind of cut off just now. So what was the major again?
nursing.
Oh,
And then I switched to psychology.
Because of the fear of
So
needles.
Yep.
Sister Beth,
because of the
was
fear of
Sister Beth, do you also have a phobia of that, needles? Because I think before you said, before we started the show, you said that you wanted to study in the field like that also.
Yes, Brother Justin. I wasn't sure how to answer this question. I went to, when I got my bachelor's degree, I started off as a pre-med major, biology pre-med. From pre-med, I changed it to just general biology. But, being a college student, not really knowing what I wanted to do with my life later on, I decided to go the practical route and change it to something that my mom had always wanted me to become, which was to be a nurse. So I changed my major from biology to nursing, did all the prerequisites for nursing, and applied for the nursing program. And that's when I realized that I do not want to be in healthcare. I changed back to biology
It's not
and
for
finished
everybody.
with
It's
my
not for
bio
everybody.
major. Yes, and needles. I am afraid of needles. It's it's a very challenging job, right? Healthcare, people's lives in your hands, and it really scared me. So I
Yes.
went back to biology, and from there, then pursued my dream of education.
Okay, so what exactly uh was that turning point? What exactly did you feel or realize that nursing or biology wasn't you wanted to pursue?
Well, as far as nursing and healthcare in general, I was doing volunteer work at the hospital. So I would go in and then help out. And then we had clinicals. So I would go and also shadow some of the procedures. And I didn't like the environment. I didn't like going to a hospital where everyone is sad. It made me sad. So I realized this may not be something I want to do every day. And that's when I realized, healthcare may not be for me. When it came to biology, I really I didn't know what you can do with biology except laboratory. That's what I think, laboratory and experiments, which is fun, very, very fun. But still, it's not,
The
I don't want to
mitochondria
work
are
in a
the
lab.
powerhouses of the cell.
Yes, yes, the mitochondria. But yeah, so I realized I don't want to work in a lab. That's like going to the hospital. So when I graduated, I went ahead and applied for any jobs that were open for schools, and that's when I had started my career path in education. I love it. I love it. It's so much more fun going into the school.
Y-
There.
back when I was uh would be looking forward to going to work every day. Like, what would you study? What would you work in where you're looking forward to putting on uniform, putting on your work attire, and you really want to go to work that day because that's something you'll be doing for the rest of your life. And it looks like Sister Beth, you found that. uh,
Yes, Brother Justin. I did. Fortunately, I did. And education is not, it may not be for everyone, right? We have our challenges. So just like any other profession. But I did find it very, I guess, fulfilling when I saw my students just, that light bulb turns on and they got it. They got it. Wow, I made that happen. And that just made me want to go back the next day and do more to get everybody else to learn and succeed. So that was definitely something that made me enjoy going back to work each day.
it seems like teaching has its own reward.
Yes, it
Like
really
teaching itself is its
does.
own reward.
Especially if your passion is in teaching or helping others, it can definitely be a rewarding career. But like I mentioned, right, there are many, many careers out there. It's really a matter of just finding what you're passionate in, and I think that in itself will be the reward.
Wow.
That's
Um,
definitely true.
that's how you know you're a good teacher when you're really passionate about what you're teaching and then what you and what you're looking forward to doing. I always have that mindset of looking forward to going to the classroom, going to the school every day. So thank you so much, Sister Beth, for sharing that with us. And before we go to our next page, I noticed we have quite a few comments who are tuning in with us. Looks like we have our very own district multimedia advisor who's sending his greetings to our district supervising minister, Brother Noel Caritativo, as well as our assistant district minister, Brother Chody Sampson. We also have our brother Jan Michael Diato, who's sending his greetings all the way from South Anchorage in Alaska, and I believe he's one of the ministers of the gospel over there in Alaska. So thank you so much, Brother Jan, for tuning in with us. We also have Sister Grace Flores tuning in with us all the way from Universal City. And we also have Priscilla Baton, who's tuning in from Rizal in the Philippines. We also have Lil Bet Talents, who's tuning in from Corpus Christi, Texas. And we also have Ramel Aquino, who's tuning in from Killeen, Texas. And it looks like we have, let's see who else is tuning in here with us. We also have Christina Payton, who's tuning in from Cavite South. I'm noticing quite a few of our viewers and listeners tuning all the way from the Philippines. So good morning to our viewers and listeners over there from the Philippines. And we also have Dr. Gregorio tuning in Corpus Christi. And it looks like we have Blessy Mario Magillan, who's answering one of our question of the night. And she says, I was on the nursing route as well, but then I didn't want to do it anymore. So Sister Meryl, so what exactly did you end up pursuing if you didn't want to do nursing? Please go ahead and let us know, Sister Mariel. Okay, and once again, thank you so much to our viewers and listeners who have answered our question of the night. If you haven't already, our question of the night is, what's something you're passionate about and how did you pursue it? So let us know the answer to our question of the night in our live YouTube chat. We'll be sure to read them at some point during our show. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what our next statement is. Okay, so I want to pursue something that I'm passionate about, but I didn't because blank.
I'd say that's definitely me, actually. Yeah. So so what I'm actually passionate about is solving puzzles and working together with other people to solve puzzles, right? So I didn't actually think that was a career path. So during high school and even during college, I just decided to pursue what's safe, what's practical, because that's let's see, that's what you do in college to have a degree to have like a livelihood eventually. So I didn't actually discover software engineering until some of my friends told me what they actually do in their jobs. So some of them are English majors or like they're lawyers but they decide to switch to being a software engineer because they get to build things. And yeah, like so I would say that after 3 years of being in accounting, I decided to learn how to code on my own and just go throughout New York City and just learn how to code, find programs to like online, and see basically like how I could turn this into a career.
I'm curious to know what career is out there where you get to solve puzzles. I wonder what kind of career out there that would be. Sister Savannah, would you know anything like that?
Actually, I wouldn't, but I will say that Brother Lester's is pretty similar to that. And Brother Lester, could you share on your experience of figuring out that, oh, I like solving puzzles, and then I found this career, and so I put two and two together, and I really want to pursue it. How was that process for you?
Sure. I mean, let's see, when you're building software, when you're building applications, you actually have to go all the way like from scratch. And oftentimes you're presented with this problem that, hey, I need to build something in order to solve XYZ, right? So why it's like solving a puzzle, it's because you're trying to put the missing pieces that will go and actually like let's see, and basically like solve it. But it's not just by yourself. You're usually also like working together with other people as well. So during the time when I was learning how to code, I was with other people who were learning at the same time as me, and they wanted to create different like applications such as a calculator, such as application that keeps track of things, right? Those are like goals that you want to go for, and I kind of realized that it really is like solving a puzzle. It's like playing video games essentially. Like who would have ever thought that playing games, something you're passionate about, can actually become like a career? And yeah, so in this case, like the biggest puzzles that we're solving, like they're basically like enterprise level like applications, and it's something that honestly like I keep growing like in passion about. So even if I'm been a software developer for 5 years already, there's still so much to learn. Like there's artificial intelligence, there's let's see, there's new technologies that are popping up everywhere. So even let's see, even for schools, let's say, like artificial intelligence may be affecting like how we teach students, how like people learn, and these are problems that we often have to solve, so then you will make applications for those. And yeah, it's like a never ending game that you basically enjoy for the rest of your life.
No, yeah, that's wonderful, Brother Lester. And I definitely love how, like Justin mentioned before, how you had that support. And so it's kind of like good peer pressure in a sense that way. Yeah, that's wonderful.
When I was younger, I actually wanted to be a firefighter when I would grow up.
Hmm.
And I could see
Come.
Sister Mayfan's face. You're like, she's basically like, of course you would do that. But yeah, legit. I as a kid, and I actually was thinking about I wanted to be a firefighter when I would grow up, because you know how, well, I don't know if they still do this, but do you know how the fire department, they would visit schools and do demonstrations, or maybe kids would like take a field trip to the firehouse. They would like do certain demonstrations. They would give tours of the firehouse, things like that.
Oh yes.
Okay, so whenever they would do that for us, I'm like, wow, that's really cool. Oh wow, that's a fire engine. Wow, you guys get to do that. Wow, you guys get to break windows. You get to go into fires. Whoa, how do I do that? But of course, that's also not the it's but it's not the safest job, as we all know. But thankfully, we have men and women out there who are able to take that risk and do that. So that's clearly not what I ended up wanting to do, but it's still something that I admire. Like sometimes whenever the fire department would visit our workplace, sometimes I would be like, "Can I sit in the front seat of the truck?"
That's I actually like that. It's like it's because even if it's something that you were passionate about, like you're still able st- to still like express like interest in it and still delve into it. You didn't have to be a firefighter, but then you could still support the firefighters. So
Yes, yes, it's really important to support your local public service workers. hmm Okay, and well, before we go to our last one, let's go ahead and see who else is tuning in with us in our live YouTube chat. Looks like Sister Mariel McGigat, who answered our question of the night, and she says she looks like she's currently in home health. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, Sister Mariel. And we also have brother Russell Marano, who says, I was a biology major and pursued medical school, but instead I decided to go to nursing school. And then looks like Sister Lucille Maranan also had the same thing. She wanted to be a medical doctor, but then she decided to go to nursing. And all those three users are tuning in from Houston, Texas. So thank you so much to our viewers and listeners who have been tuning in with us so far. Now, lastly, we have this last statement here, and it's this one. I would recommend my career choice or choice of study to those interested.
I would say definitely.
Highly, 100%.
Okay, yes, yes,
Absolutely.
yes. That should definitely be all of us. That should definitely be all of us, because if we say no, we'd be like, so why are you doing it?
Exactly.
So, Sister Beth, why would you recommend your current career to those interested?
Um, it starts in education, right? Everything, all the careers that we have really starts from there. We all go through elementary school, middle school, high school, college, and beyond. So if you are interested, if there are those interested and passionate about it, then I highly recommend going into it, because that's what we need in the education system. We need passionate teachers to keep our students interested in the classroom so that they can finish school and pursue the career that they want. So yes, 100%, 10 out of 10 recommended.
All right. And what about you, Brother Lester? Why would you recommend software engineering to those that are interested?
I'd say 1000% I would still recommend software engineering, simply because it's a ever evolving field. So, for example, like for Sister Beth, like in schools, you'll probably have to deal with more artificial intelligence let's see happening. So like you may have to recommend like certain softwares and whatnot. So you can be let's see, you can go make these also. And I would say it's just fun. Imagine like if in childhood you love playing games, it's basically doing that as let's see, as your career. And lastly, you get to work together with a lot of people who share the same common goal.
Wow, that's actually very interesting. So thank you so much, Brother Lester and Sister Beth, and even you, Sister Mayfan, as well as Sister Savannah, for sharing all those amazing stories and insights with us. So thank you so much for joining with us on our show, and also to our viewers and listeners, thank you so much for joining us here on INCRadio Texas, a satellite studio. And yes, unfortunately, we are at that time of our show. But once again, thank you so much for joining us here on INCRadio Texas. And before we wrap up, we can never forget to thank our District Multimedia Advisor, Brother Mark Angelo Delos Reyes, our District CFO Overseer, Brother Matt Carl Talents, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Chody Sampson, our District Supervising Minister, Brother Noel Caretativo, our Executive Producer, Brother Emmanuel Endaya, our Station Manager, Brother Wale Taray, our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Oranio V. Manalo, and we can never forget to thank our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manal. Thank you so much for all your support in these programs, Paul. And for our viewers and listeners, if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to our INCRadio YouTube channel. That's INCRadio DZEM954. All you have to do is just click that subscribe button and also the notification bell button, so you'll receive all the updates coming from all the programs here in INCRadio. And also, please don't forget to tune into INCRadio Texas, which is every Friday at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time, or every Friday at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And coming right after this, we have INCRadio Caribbean. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.